Kia ora, I'm Sherry Kinnear and these are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. It could soon be easier to get your hands on free masks and rapid antigen tests. COVID-19 Response Minister nzherald will provide an update on the government's response to COVID today. It's understood that while there are no plans to change the existing rules of the orange level, the package will include much wider availability of free rats and masks. Further moves on vaccinations are also likely. It's said to be driven by concerns about the number of missed COVID-19 cases, with wastewater testing indicating there may be more cases than are being reported. Meanwhile, researchers warn diabetes can now be added to the long-term health risks of catching COVID. Findings have been presented at the China-New Zealand Non-Communicable Disease Research Corporation Forum. They show those who've had the disease are 40% more likely to develop diabetes than those who haven't. Professor Jim Mann, who directs the Collaboration Centre, says it's a worry.
Diabetes has been described as a pandemic in its own right, quite regardless of COVID. I think there's a risk that the diabetes pandemic can be exacerbated.
Leaders from across the Pacific will sit down today for talks on the issues facing the region. How nations should respond to security or other deals from superpower nations is expected to be a big question on the table today. The threat of climate change bolstering economic development and the COVID response are also high on the agenda. An economist says the Reserve Bank could have acted sooner to avoid New Zealand's cost of living crisis. The Reserve Bank has raised the official cash rate by 50 basis points for the third interest rate review in a row, bringing the OCR to 2.5%. But Auckland University Professor Robert McCulloch says he expected the bank to increase interest rates last year.
Because it didn't raise rates back then, we're seeing it go for some drastically high interest rate increases now, so it seems to be in full panic mode.
Police bullying is under the microscope 12 months on from a review that unearthed pockets of toxic culture in New Zealand's force. A police spokesperson says there's been a year-on-year decrease in reports of bullying and harassment. Data released under the Official Information Act shows 24 complaints of bullying were filed by police workers last year. It's an increase from 18 in 2020, but a drop from 29 in 2019. The spokesperson says they want confidence in their systems and won't be disappointed if there's an initial rise in reporting before it eventually declines. The future of Christchurch's long-awaited stadium will be decided in a meeting starting at 10 a.m. this morning. The City Council's confirmed the negotiated fixed price for the construction contract will sit at $683 million. Council members will today decide between accepting that contract, pausing and redesigning the stadium, or scrapping it altogether. And in world news, another two contenders have been eliminated from the race to become Conservative Party leader and British Prime Minister. Finance Minister Nadhim Zahawi and former Cabinet Minister Jeremy Hunt have withdrawn. Former Finance Minister Rishi Sunak has won the most votes in the first round of voting. Junior Trade Minister Penny Mordaunt and Foreign Minister Liz Truss are close behind. And those are the latest New Zealand Herald headlines. For more and to stay up to date, head to nzherald.co.nz. Kia pai te rā. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel to stay up to date with all the latest news from the New Zealand Herald. Click the subscribe button below or check out one of the videos here, and head over to nzherald.co.nz for more details on these stories and more.